I'm Mark Visser, aka Sparkuus, and I live in Japan. Excuse me for not looking at the camera, but I'm a little busy driving. I just went to renew my license, and that is a bit of an experience, and not necessarily all that pleasant a one. But it is quite a different experience from renewing my license in Canada. I should say Ontario, since the licenses are done by province. I think licenses in Japan are standard across the whole country. I'm not positive on that though, but it's what I believe. I've only ever got my license in Fukuoka, so I can't really comment on other prefectures. But getting my license in Ontario, I just go into the licensing office, pay my $50, $60, whatever it was. I don't know, the price could have gone up. I haven't lived in Ontario in quite a while. And they take your picture and then send you your license a couple weeks later. As long as there's not too big a lineup, it can be quite a quick, clean process. But here, it's faster and slower. When you first get a license, you get a 3-year license. After that, as long as you haven't had any accidents or tickets, you get upgraded to a 5-year license. And I think they changed the color on your license from light blue to dark blue, or maybe it's the other way around, I'm not really sure. You get a 5-year license, and then you go through that 5-year period, and if you haven't had any accidents or tickets in that period, you get the gold license. And the gold license gets you, well, it gets you a couple things. It can get you discounts on your insurance, but also it gets you a much shorter wait in making your license. I did forget to mention one thing. Your license must be renewed within 1 month from your birthday. So it's good for 5 years or 3 years or 5 years until 1 month from the end of your birthday. So I only had 2 more days to renew my license. I was kind of pushing it. Now back to Mark of the Past. I didn't take my camera because I didn't really want to videotape inside the license center because I really don't know how they would view that. They might not like it. I just didn't want to bother. Walk over to this one desk, which looks about the right place to go, I thought. I give them my license, they slide it into the computer, give me this form to fill out, and then I have to walk over to another desk, fill out the form, then walk to the booth marked 1, pay about 3,200 yen, then they say go to booth 2, which they do an eye check. They only asked me to check 3 questions, like was it up, down, left, or right, and I couldn't remember the word for left because I don't know why I couldn't remember the word for left. So I kind of pointed and said that way, and she said, yeah, that's right. Once I finished my whole 3-question eye test, I walked over to booth 3 where they did some paperwork, tappity tap, and said, okay, you've got the 1-hour safety lecture, you have to pay another 350 yen, you haven't paid enough. Go back to booth 1, pay 350 yen, then go to booth 4. So I went back to booth 1, paid 350 yen, and went to booth 4 where they took my picture. Horrible picture. My last license wasn't so bad, but I was wearing my hat walking in, and when I took my hat off, my hair was standing up all over the place. It wasn't the prettiest sight, but that's what's on my license for the next 5 years. After I finished that, I walked upstairs to where the lecture hall is, because everyone has to take a safety lecture. And the first thing they do is ask you, do you have time to take a safety lecture today? Even though it's a requirement. You cannot get out of it. I don't know what they would do if you say no. I'm sorry, I don't have time. Well, then I'm sorry, you can't have your license. Basically, you sit and listen to the instructor for, well, it depends on what license you're getting. At the lowest level, you have to sit, I think it was 3 hours. Listen to the guy talk for 3 hours and watch a video, and it is bloody boring. Today, I only had to do the 1-hour course because I went from the 3-year to the 5-year blue license, and I won't be going on to the gold license just quite yet. As long as I don't have any problems in this next 5-year period, I'll be getting the gold license next time. And for people who are on to the gold license, you only have to sit for a 30-minute course. 3 hours versus 30 minutes, or, an hour. Even still, an hour was much better than last time. Well, there are a couple problems with the safety courses, in my opinion. At least for the 3-hour, the biggest problem I had were the damn desks. They have these tables with these wire shelves underneath and chairs that do not move. I think they're bolted to the floor, so you can't move them, and the metal shelves are they gotta be built for dwarfs. And I'm talking like Snow White and the 7 dwarfs, because they have got no distance under them. It hurts me physically to sit in those seats. I did it the first time. The second time I said, no, I just don't fit the desks. Can I sit at the back, which didn't have those table or shelf, which they let me, thankfully. For the 1-hour course, there were actually a lot less people. When I went there for the 3-hour course, the room was just packed with like 100 people. So I guess it must be lots of bad drivers, but the 1-hour course, there was only about 8 of us. And we had tables and much more comfortable chairs that you could move, but the tables also had these wire bar shelves underneath that could not be moved, so I had to keep my chair back from the table. I couldn't put my legs under it. The other big problem I have with the lecture is that it's done completely in Japanese, which of course it's done completely in Japanese, but I don't understand it. My Japanese is pretty good, conversationally. My biggest problem, I think, is the vocabulary being used. I mean, they're talking about safety and car accidents and why you must wear your seatbelt and everything, and showing us statistics on accidents and whatnot, and they're just using all all kinds of terms I don't understand. So, I mean, I could pick up the general gist of what was being said this time. The second time, I got little bits here and there, and the first time, I had no clue at all what was being talked about most of the time. My Japanese has obviously gotten better, but still not good enough to really understand everything being said in this safety lecture. But I am required to sit through it, even if I don't understand it. And anyone who lives here and has a Japanese license must sit through the safety lecture if you want to renew your license. So when the safety lecture was finally finished, walked back downstairs, go to booth 5, get my new license. And this time I knew enough to ask, can I have my old license back? Because if you don't ask for it, you don't get it. So I didn't get to keep my first or second licenses because I didn't know you had to ask for it. I didn't know you could keep it. Not really sure why I kept it. I kept all my old Canadian licenses, although I'm not sure where they are. So now I have my license for the next 5 years, and I have attended my safety lecture that I was required to take. Can't say that's done me a lot of good because I couldn't understand so much of what was said. I don't understand why they would require people to sit through something they cannot understand. Actually, I tried to sleep through my first lecture and the guy got really angry at me. And my second lecture, I knew enough. I took a book and I read the whole time, except when they turned off the lights for the movie, because I was sitting in the back and they couldn't see me. But I did listen to a fair bit more of the lecture this time than any other time. So I just think there's got to be enough English-speaking foreigners here getting licenses renewed that making up an English pamphlet on all those safety things they're about to tell you should not be that difficult. Make it once, send it around, they can just photocopy it, give it to you. Instead of making you sit through the lecture, have you sit down, read the whole thing, and sign something at the end, like saying, yes, I read it, and I understand the safety rules, and that should be it. That is what I would prefer. But I'm not the one making the rules, unfortunately. Anyway, that is my take on getting your license renewed in Japan. There's really nothing else to say. It's a long, boring process, except once you're done that lecture, you've got your new license immediately, same day. Don't have to wait a couple weeks like in Canada. So, if you like what you see, click the little thumbs up, and if you've got something to say, I'd love to hear anything you have to say. Post a comment down below. I'm Mark Visser, aka Sparkuus. I hope to see you back here for another I Live in Japan very soon. And it's windy out.